5 children collect money to plant trees. Here is a bar chart of the amounts they have raised so far. Their target is £40 altogether. How much more money do they need to reach the target? So from the bar chart, we can work out how much money each child has collected. So Louise has collected £3 because if we go to the end of the bar and then down, we can see that that's £3. Hassan has collected £5, David £4, Sarah £7 and Donna £6. So let's work out how much they have collected altogether. So 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 7 is 19, plus 6 is 25. So they've collected £25 so far, but their target is £40. So we need to find the difference between what they've collected and their target, because the question asks how much more money do they need. So if we work out 40 minus 25, that tells us that they need another £15. Write each letter in the correct place on the diagram. One has been done for you. So we need to know whether each letter has straight lines or no straight lines, and curved lines or no curved lines. So S is written in this section here, because if we look to the left, that has no straight lines, but it does have curved lines. In fact, with the letter S, we just have one curved line. So now let's look at the letter T. We can see that we have 2 straight lines, but we don't have any curved lines. So we need to write T in this section here, because the letter T only uses straight lines and does not use curved lines. Now for N, we need to write that in this section here as well, because the letter N has straight lines but does not have any curved lines. And for the letter P, we have one straight line here, but we also have a line that curves all the way around. So P has both straight lines and curved lines, so we need to write P in this section here. Each side of this square must add up to 80. Write in the missing numbers. So on this top row, we have 30, 40 and a missing number, and the total must be 80 because each side adds up to 80. So 30 plus 40 is 70, and then we need 10 more from 70 to get to 80, because 70 plus 10 is 80. And we can see that if we have 10 here, then this side will add up to 80 as well, because 10 plus 50 is 60, plus 20 makes 80. And now to find this number here, we have 30 and 20, so that's 50 altogether. And from 50, we need to add 30 to make 80. 30 plus 20 is 50, and if we add 50 plus 30, that gives us a total of 80. Dev says, when you halve any number that ends in 8, the answer always ends in 4. Is he correct? Explain how you know. So Dev is wrong, and when the person is wrong, to explain how we know, we can give an example. So the number 18 ends in an 8, but half of 18 is 9, and 9 does not end in a 4. Remember, we find half of a number by dividing by 2, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Or we could have 38, because 38 ends in an 8, but half of 38 is 19, and 19 does not end in a 4, so we know that Dev is wrong. Becky has finished reading the 9th page of her book. There are 32 pages in her book. how many more pages has she left to read? So she's read 9 pages, and there are 32 pages altogether. So to find how many more, we need to find the difference between what she's read and the number of pages in the book. So we can work out 32 minus 9. That's 23. So that means she has 23 pages left to read. She's read 9 pages, and if she has another 23 pages, that means there are 32 pages in her book altogether. The numbers in this sequence increase by the same amount each time. Write the 2 missing numbers. So we have 610, then 650. So we need to think 610 plus what is 650? Well, 610 plus 40 is 650 because if we have 1 10 and we add 4 tens, we'll get a number with 5 tens. And then 650 plus 40 is 690 because 5 tens plus 4 tens makes 9 tens. So to find this number here, we need to add 40 to 690. And for this number here, we need to think this number plus 40 will equal 610. So let's find this number first. 690 plus 40 is 730. So that's this number here. And now we have something plus 40 equals 610. So we can work backwards and use the inverse, or do the opposite. So work out 610 minus 40. That gives us 570. So that means 570 plus 40 is 610. So this missing number here must be 570. Work out the number halfway between 26 and 48. Write it in the box. So we need to find this number here, and that's halfway between, so right in the middle of 26 and 48. So to find the number that's right in the middle of 2 numbers, what we can do is add them together and then divide by 2. So 26 plus 48 is 74, and we might need to use column addition for this. And then we can divide 74 by 2. So if we use short division, we'll get an answer of 37. And that means 37 is the midpoint, so the number halfway between these 2 numbers. And that makes sense because 26 plus 11 is 37, and then 37 plus 11 is 48. So because we have the same on both sides, we know that this number here will be right in the middle, so halfway between our 2 numbers. In this diagram, the rule is to make the number in a triangle, multiply the numbers in the 2 squares above it. Write in the 3 missing numbers. So here we have 18 in the triangle, and that's because to make the number in the triangle, we multiply the numbers in the 2 squares above it, and 6 times 3 is 18. So to find the number in this triangle, we need to multiply 3 by 8, and 3 times 8 is 24, so that's the number in this triangle here. Now we have a missing square, so 8 times something is 32. So we have a missing number multiplication, and we can divide to find our missing number. So 32 divided by 8 is 4, and that means 8 times 4 is 32. So the number in this square must be a 4. And now for this triangle, we have 4 times 10, so that's 40. 54 children get on a coach. 23 of them are girls. How many are boys? So to find the number of boys, we need to find the difference between the number of girls and the total number of children. So we can work out 54 minus 23. That gives us 31. So we know that 31 are boys because if we have 31 boys and 23 girls, that's a total of 54 children. Apples are sold in packets of 4 at the supermarket. How many apples are in 72 packs? So we know that one packet or one pack will have a total of 4 apples, but we want 72 packs. So we need to multiply 72 by 4 because there are 72 packs and 4 apples in each pack. So 2 times 4 is 8, 7 times 4 is 28, so that means there are 288 apples. Here is part of a number line. Write the missing numbers in the 2 empty boxes. So we have 3.8 and 4.8 labelled, so we have a decimal number line. And that means each of these little lines is 1/10. So for this value here, we have 3 lines before 3.8. So that's 3/10 less than 3.8, so we have 3.5, because 8/10 minus 3/10 is 5/10. Now the thicker lines on our number line will be whole numbers. So here we have 4, because the whole number after 3.8 is 4, and the whole number after 4.8 is 5. So this line here is 4 lines after 5, and if each of these lines is 1/10, that's 5 and 4/10, so 5.4. What fraction of these tiles are circled? So we need to remember that with fractions, the numerator tells us how many we have, and we have 2 tiles that are circled, and the denominator of a fraction tells us how many there are altogether. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles altogether. So the total, the denominator, needs to include the tiles that we have and the tiles that we don't have. So because we have 2 circled and 5 altogether, our fraction will be 2/5.